Hi out there, this is Karen Miller again with the BillingsWorks Employee Engagement Through Change mini-series. Here with colleagues Karen Grosz and Zen Parry, and we're here to give you really quick tips and tricks on how to keep your employees and your team productive and engaged through this time. And today's topic is change, so pretty pertinent for what we're going through right now. Really, I know change is scary. It actually fights everything that our brains want. You know, it forces us to do things differently. But what we want to talk to you about is how do you leverage this time? Because yours and your team's brains will never be more awake than they are right now through massive change, because they can't revert back to their old habits. They have to be awake and conscious and paying attention. So they're listening better, they're leaning in more. So as leaders, don't miss this opportunity to captivate them in this specific time period. So with that, I'm going to lead it over to Zen to talk to us about change right now.
Thanks, Karen. So change within a small business can be quite a big task, because often the small business is only like 1 or 2 people, or it's 5 or 10. So the change itself can have an immediate impact, or it can actually, if it doesn't go right, it can actually have the impact going the wrong way. So one thing I always suggest to small businesses, when you're looking at situations where change is the platform, look at one function within your business. For example, communications. So again, in this low cost, no cost world, you could work with an application called Slack, and you can designate all the different channels for the different functions. So you might have one Slack channel for meetings. You might have another Slack channel for, let's just put our projects there and do updates, so that you've got these consistent places where the information is being held and you're not choking up email. And finally, with Slack, you really can have fun and designate that one channel of, this is where we send all our memes and jokes. And again, the change is you're getting out of email and you're actually working in a much more dynamic environment, but you're doing the exact same things. And it's free. So over to you, Karen.
That is great, Zen. I always talk to people about change. It's a big thing that I help teams when we're driving forward in their organizations. And the thing about change is that even if we say we like change, which I love to say, oh, I'm all about change, I love it, but we only like change if we're the ones who think up the change. If we're the ones driving the change, we're like, yes, it's fabulous. But when change is thrown at us, as this whole situation has been, it can kind of send you into a trauma mode and a panic mode where you stop thinking. So while we're in this mode, as Karen said, you really do get to create almost a new reality. This is a great time to try totally different ways of running your organization. Look at how the restaurants have switched from sit-down meals to takeout meals for families. They made that switch really quickly. So when you're in the middle of change, I like to remind people that our whole beings are made up to pivot. So if you think about your head, you can turn all the way to the left, you can turn all the way to the right, because it's designed to pivot. Your elbow pivots, your wrist pivots. So your whole being is designed for this change. You just sometimes have to take a deep breath, settle back into it, and go along with whatever's happening in the world and try something new, because it's not going to be all that bad. Back to you, Karen.
I love it. I felt myself wanting to pivot to make sure. Absolutely. Thank you, Zen, and thank you, Karen, for giving us some really nice, helpful, actionable information that we could take as leaders and employers. So just keep in mind that while change is sometimes scary and hard for a lot of us, you really can find opportunities within change, and sometimes it's actually in times of change that you can implement more change, because we're already changing already. So you might as well kind of just pack it all on there. One question that we have loved continuing to seed with our teams right now is, what is change that you hope sticks? So what has been something that you hope sticks after once we come out of this? And also, what have you changed that is more effective, more productive? So really look at some things that you yourself have pivoted to that actually you're like, you know what, even when things settle down and revert back. We want to keep doing that. We want to keep doing that new change. So we'll leave you with that, and we will look forward to talk to you next time. And our topic for this one is all about control, and maybe the lack thereof right now, and how do you deal with that. So with that, I'm Karen Miller, and this is the BillingsWorks Employee Engagement Mini-Series, and we will talk to you next time. Thanks.